Hello everyone, and welcome to this Sunday Stock Storm with SD, and I'm your storm host, SD Shananda Das, multi asset trading and investment specialist. This is a storm or a regular episode that I'm starting. Uh, this is my website, and under the website, I have my social footprints, X, previously known as Twitter, YouTube. I have my multi-asset trading WhatsApp channel, and I also have the Facebook. So I've decided this stock storm link I'll be publishing on a regular basis to different of my social media handles. Like this time I published it for the YouTube members. I expect the storm to become more popular and more other peoples to join in on a regular basis as we go forward. And the video of the recording will be released for general public viewing largely by Sunday evening. If you click here in my website, you will find offerings. This is the multi-asset trading with Fountain of Gold. If you click here, you can check it out. If you click on the learn more, it will take you to the Elon Markets website where you can learn more about multi-asset trading with Rainbow Wave. Also, we held 2 workshops, free public workshops, no cost associated. Workshop on Option Master where we held 2 theory classes, and I have given the privilege to some of the participants, largely those who have filled the form, access to my special Option Master tool. The workshop has ended. The recordings are available in YouTube. Largely after a certain period in time, they will be available only for the YouTube members. Then we held a bond workshop and Dow theory and bond investment workshop, because as a multi-asset trader and investor, I know that currently multi-asset is one of the most important knowledge that one should gather, because the upcoming time jo aane wala hai, it is going to be much different for what we had for last 40 years. Not just 5 year, 10 year, but a long 40-year period. Means an investment era is coming to an end. Very few people recognize this at this point. So I think knowing multi-asset, knowing about bonds will give certain investment age. The workshop has ended and the recording is available in the YouTube. And today what we are holding is the Sunday Stock Storm episode 2. Unless more and more people join in, largely I will look at different stocks. Initially I will be holding smaller sessions. If the demand goes up, I'll be holding 1.5 or 2 hour session. So first I will start in this stock storm session with looking at the overall market situation. Especially market means since stocks and Indian stocks, we will be looking largely at Indian stock market situation. Technically, slide on the macro side, we'll have a discussion, and then we will dive into individual stocks. And as initially I don't expect many questions, as the number of people joining in the storm will be low. But later on, as you put your questions on topic related to Indian stocks, I'll be happy to answer them. So once again, welcome everyone, whoever has joined in or watching this video later on. Welcome to the Stock Storm, where we clear your doubts, look at the markets, look at different stocks as well. और जो लोग मेरे followers हैं, आप जानते हैं, for stock analysis, I largely use the fountain of gold setup. But we can also take a look at through the line chart as well as the candlesticks chart. So candlesticks, line chart and the rainbow special charts, with these we are going to evaluate the price movement. So let me all take you to the Nifty. First a quick look at the Nifty on a weekly chart, then a beautiful knowledge which will clear some doubts about this asset allocation. Currently Nifty at a beautiful level, that is, we can call it 24,000 approximately, and anybody knows Dow theory structure can easily say, looking at the weekly chart, which I have covered the Dow theory in my previous workshop, that you draw this line. I'll change the color to make it easy once the drawing is over. So as per this, market is currently making higher high and higher low. This is called a classical bull trend as per the Dow theory structure. That means market has overall in the long term chart is hinting some bullishness. However, many times I have highlighted that we are in a recessionary cycle. The pattern that we have seen developing is definitely a very, very strong pattern. Let me draw the pattern for you all. इस पैटर्न का नाम है हेड एंड शोल्डर बट इन्वर्टेड. Sorry. This is the head, that was the left shoulder, and this is the right shoulder. This pattern in classical chart known as head and shoulder but inverted, opposite. Head and shoulder is a bearish pattern, but inverted head and shoulder is known as bullish pattern. This is the head, जैसे कोई आदमी का सर, ये रहा दो कंधा, shoulder, and once this shoulder line is broken, then we tend to see an up move. There has been a recent down move from the line chart, as you can observe, but for now we cannot say market has turned, because as per the Dow theory structure, it is still bullish. Before I move on to the asset allocation discussion part, let me highlight 125 minutes chart, which is more short term. In 125 minutes chart, this was a sharp fall जो एसोसिएट हुआ इंडिया पाकिस्तान का टेंशन, लेट्स नॉट कॉल इट वॉर येट, टेंशन जो हुआ था प्लस फायरिंग्स, लाइव्स लॉस्ट, इज एक्सट्रीमली सैड. लॉर्ड, जो लोग फ्रंट लाइन पे है, दे आर सफरिंग. सो my hearts are always for them. I hope all our prayers are for those who are in the front line, not just our jawans, but there are people who got caught on the firing. This is the market का down, but अगर आप ठीक से देखोगे, we don't have a Dow structure. यानी we don't have a movement like this. Unless we have a movement like this, we cannot say that yes, market has fully turned bearish. जैसे ये बात I'll highlight, largely the thinking will go like this, then it is bullish. May not be. There are also other possibilities that market is watching what's happening, later fall or later rise. Anything is possible. So at this point, what I have one derivative trade look for is a selling around 24,500 bear call spread. But when we are not sure, but we are taking a position, why we are doing that? We are a speculator. We are speculator, we should keep our risk on the lower side. To do that, I have kept my initial positions on a much lower scale. And once I get the Dow structure, I will get bigger conviction that yes, it is a turnaround. I'll be able to sell more at a better. Agar nahi hua, I'll be losing less. But even if Nifty jumps up, say ceasefire, I'll not be aggressively jumping to buy like in the derivative. We for good trading means conviction trading. Either way, छोटे quantity के साथ I can speculate, like I may go for bull put spread. मतलब एक range बन, bull put spread and bear call spread, मतलब नीचे का put selling. But even if I am doing that, मुझे quantity कम रखना होगा because I don't have a beautiful Dow structure. This is the situation with short-term Nifty. Now let me teach you something about asset allocation. We are in the weekly chart. Nifty, let's say bullish, and you are buying Nifty at 24,000. Now, as an investor, largely, or as a trader, majority people just want, tell me what the buy I have to do. But the minimum you can do is do some mathematics. Simple calculation. Like if I add 11.75% return, Nifty reaches about 26,820, a new high in next 1 year. What has been typical return of Nifty? Typical return of Nifty has been around 15%. What is the green portion? Above the 26,800 level. Now at this point, let us assume that yes, Nifty will go up and give its traditional return of 15%. In that case, which is around here, means you invest lump sum right now, say Monday, say at 24,000 approximately, and Nifty gives you its regular return of 15%. Now, if you do an SIP and averaging on this up move, you do not make the 15%. You will be making much less, somewhere around 9 to 10%. Approximately month. Of course, it is clear mathematically you will not be making 15. You will be making the SIP as you go on. आप SIP करोगे चलो monthly, weekly. You'll basically be averaging. Likely, अगर आप back test करके देखोगे, you can do that. You will find that you are not likely to get a return of 15%. Means compare if you invest lump sum here, Nifty goes up 15, you make 15. But if you do SIP, you don't make 15. आपको ये calculation दिख जाएगा if you do any basic mathematics. Now, at this point, you cannot say that Nifty will go to this point, which is 27,000. I think I did a little more. Sorry, थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही ले लिया है. ये थोड़ा मैंने ज़्यादा लिया. This is the 15%. Sorry, ये और एक return लिया था. This is the 15%. The extra return, green. This was much higher. मैंने देखा कि चलो 25 लेते approximate. तो ये green zone है 15%. Now अब आपको देखना होगा at this point how sure you are in the next 1 year that you will be getting around 15%. Largely you will find yourself you are not sure. However, there are instruments right now completely legal, SEBI-registered, an instrument known as bonds. If I invest a lump sum today, the bond will assure me a return of this level, 26,820 rupees. That is an 11.75% return. What I call high yield bonds. ऐसा नहीं कि bond is not risky, but by theory, by convention, by practical, all the way bonds are less risky, way less compared to the equity. The bondholders are the one who get payment first. Then comes the last is the equity holder. And if the company does not pay back, I get the company or certain parts of the company. That means company have bigger incentive to pay me back than give an equity holder dividend or the desired return. Now, if you are investing right now in the equity and we are assuming, okay, Nifty will give its traditional return of 15% in a year, of which 2% is already gone because it is over, that means another 13. So for this extra 1.25% return or extra 3% return, you are ready to accept this red zone, a range of outcomes. Whereas in my bond, my outcome is fixed. I get to 26,820, depending on what I'm getting the interest rates. Currently in the high yield market, which is I'll consider little safer, the interest rate is averaging around 10.5, say for Muthoot Finance, to about 11.75% for a little higher risk borrowers. So understanding the difference, how you make money, one is growth and another is we lend. We can make money as a lender. We can make money as focusing on growth. When the growth chance is high, then the equity can be our preferred mode of investments. But when we are conservative, like right now, even though I have the technical analysis of a beautiful inverted head and shoulder with me, kindly mute yourselves. Who is unmute? Prasad ji, मैंने mute कर दिया. So currently we are in a situation, recessionary cycle. This tension possibility is there that I may not get the average return. I may get a higher return, but that at this point my confidence level is low. So in my asset allocation, before I move to individual stocks looking, before I move to that, currently in my allocation, I have given higher allocation weightage to bonds, to surety of return, than aggressive on the growth. We have stock specific. Why stock specific? I'll come to stocks. We are more choosy. We are not generalized into stocks. We have significantly now reduced our exposure towards commodities like gold, like agriculture via DBA, which is an exchange traded fund. तो उनके जरिए जैसे एक्सपोजर था मेरा और मेरे साथ जो एसोसिएटेड है उनका पोर्टफोलियो में नाउ वी हैव मच हायर वेटेज फॉर बॉन्ड्स. We have holding mix of bonds. For high return, we need not always go for high yield bonds or risky bonds. In the last 1 year, ICICI 10-year GSEC ETF or SBI or UTI, matlab 10-year GSEC ETF, any company is fine, has given close to, it is falling, it was, I have suggested booking. अब मेरे अगर X चैनल या WhatsApp पे जाओगे, I suggested कि hey, book out the long term ETF and it has fallen already 0.6%. So in 1 year it gave 12% return, which was higher than Nifty's 9%. And if we take for last 1 year, Nifty's return is even lower. So bonds are, ये जो thinking है fixed deposit और bonds are all bad, it is not a correct thinking. It is a thinking, एक is knowledge, लोग जानते नहीं हैं, and another is not knowledge. Another is, मैं बोलूंगा उनको बोलता है, we call it myopic. That is a human nature. We tend to believe the upcoming future will be similar to the present. But a major change has happened in the global investment financial market. Very few people have recognized it. And we have moved to a completely different era than we were in the last 40 years. That means anybody investing in today's world, at least 95% of them are product of this generation, 40 years. Few like Warren Buffett, Marx, Howard, these are legendary investors who invested before that era as well. So in this situation, ये जो last 40 years, इसका two important product came out in the equity market. We saw birth of two products which is dominating in today's market. Several products, like one of them is ETF, passive investment via ETF into Nifty Bs, sectoral Bs. Another was mutual fund, equity mutual funds. Another is private equity management. All these were product of this era. ये जो वॉरेन बफे के जो अनदर पार्टनर थे 2023 में, he passed away, Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger said a very important word, that if they have to start fresh, he has lack of confidence they will be able to produce the kind of results they did. Now they have better knowledge, but still they don't think they will be able to make it because of this era. In this era, what was rewarded? Buying equity. What else was rewarded? Company taking loans and not paying back but refinance. What else was product of this era was buybacks. They all born on this long 40-year era, which I and many other great investors also think that it has come to an end. So having a multi-asset knowledge not likely to be a choice for an investor going forward is a must-have knowledge. Now coming back to our Nifty for our analysis, I am going to use my specialized charts. After that, I will move to the stock specific discussion. What I first do is I measure risk. I measure risk. Now risk is one of the, I think it could be the most important thing, could be. And it is also something very difficult to understand. It is difficult to understand because we think as an investor, when we coming to the market, we are rational, means we are logical. We are not. Second, we assume we want reward. That is, means we love rewards more than we fear loss. That is also not true. Risk is, if I have to take a class, I don't think anybody will join in because it will be, I've said, it will be a discussion like risk, a philosophical discussion. Risk is quantitative, matlab measurable by some. Risk is personal. Risk is subjective, and risk is philosophical as well. So what I do is first I take the measure of quantitative risk, which is easy to understand and easy to measure. So I use a very specialized indicator known as risk master for this. Risk master I apply on weekly chart, in daily chart, and in 125 minutes chart over Nifty to understand. I first take a look at the meter on the above, which tells me about the risk on equity as a whole, not India or any stock, but equity as a whole. There are equity, bond, commodity, currency, real estate, different type of assets. Now overall equity के ऊपर कितना risk is going up, down, it is measured by my above meter. Second meter shows how sustained, means how deep and how long the turmoil risk can be. Is it a big turmoil? So far I can see in the weekly as well as in the daily chart, it is much safer. Let me show you its performance, then you will be more convinced, which I have shown several times. It has nothing to do with the Nifty move. It does not take its value from Nifty. No moving average. As Nifty is falling, you can see the risk is high and Nifty drops more when both the risks tends to fall on the higher side. Before this mega crash of all these highlighted reds, overall this is on the whole equity asset. When it comes bad, Nifty drops bigger. When overall equity good or Nifty good, overall equity bad, it drops small. And it goes up when it shows both are much relatively safer. And this will give us quite a clear idea when we look at the 125 minutes chart. 125 मिनट का चार्ट जब देखने लगेंगे, then we will be able to see that it is hinting at the risk well before. It will be warning us through different meters that it is not a healthy environment. But healthy environment not necessarily will mean very sharp drop, immediately it will mean the risk has gone up. And जैसे ही रिस्क बढ़ जाता है, equity market tends to go down. इसीलिए that's why I'm saying that people don't like higher fluctuations. That means bigger chance of also loss making, then they love the reward. There are different psychology involved that makes this game so difficult for majority to win. After I've taken a look at through the risk master, as India specific risk is very high, natural, with India-Pakistan tension going up. Now I will take a look at, I would like to highlight a very interesting thing before I move to the rainbow chart. Daily chart, look at this candle. आज कैंडल में भी एक चीज सीख लेते हैं. इस कैंडल को बोलते हैं इन्वर्टेड हैमर. Usually this candle, which I have shown in certain live class, I could show that crude directly formed किया था ये candle. When we get candle like this in any chart, largely say daily 125 or weekly, यहाँ पे मैं trade करता हूँ. So lower chart I don't know. So usually this turns out to be a reversal chance. So technically, as per candle, there could be an up move in Nifty when the market opens up, which goes fantastic with the new idea, new information that a ceasefire. तो कभी कभी हमें लगता है कि प्राइस एक्शन को पहले से मालूम था कि सीज फायर होगा, बट आई थिंक दिस इज सम काइंड ऑफ हाइंडसाइट बायस. बट एटलीस्ट डाउ आपको सेल करने के लिए नहीं बोला था. वी कैन ट्राई आउट अ सेल रेजिस्टेंस ट्रेड. आई डिड नॉट गो फॉर बियर पुट स्प्रेड, जो कि बहुत एग्रेसिव सेलिंग. व्हाट आई वेंट फॉर बियर कॉल स्प्रेड, which is conservative selling, which goes perfectly in line with this. So candle को जो लोग absolute मान लेते हैं, they tend to fail. But you can take it as a market guidance. Okay, there is a reason to be cautious if I am selling aggressively with this candle. Because अगर आप candle को absolute मानोगे, if you take candles as awesome price action, there is a beautiful book by Thomas Balkowski, not cheap, around 15 to 20,000. And it will show you how many times the candles fail. So it is not absolute, they are for the guidance. Now let me move to my more specialized chart. First, what I do, I take a look at Nifty via the daily chart, as well as the weekly chart. और सेटअप में इस्तेमाल करता हूं इंडेक्स और फाउंटेन ऑफ गोल्ड. इंडेक्स करने से मैं एक क्लियर पिक्चर मिल जाता है ओवरऑल इंडेक्स का सिचुएशन. जस्ट अ मोमेंट, जस्ट वन मोमेंट. So I take a look at the situation that overall sell signal, मैं sell signal पे आते ही jump नहीं करता. Those who follow me, they know I may, but not always. As I said, I have discussed, told you about the trade I have taken. It's beer call spread. I have tried. Let's see how it goes. But it is definitely an exit from any kind of buy positions. Momentum, I can see the weakening. But Nifty is a bad representative of stocks. So stock के लिए I will prefer to look at individual. Most important for me is the Nifty 500. And I give importance to the weekly chart. And in my weekly chart, one thing was very, very clear, that maybe it is a comeback in Nifty. even if we are in a possible that we are in a recessionary signal, means cycle में है recession का. Recession means something like COVID 2008-9, 2001, dot-com bubble crash. But even if in a recessionary cycle, Nifty can outperform. Maybe the trade deal with US, trade deal with UK, neutral position with Russia and US, that will immensely benefit us. US hurting China with trade can be immensely benefit for us. But we have to accept one thing, that even how much hard we try, President Putin or Pakistan's leader will not call me nor Trump, hey, I'm going for a ceasefire. Same, they will not call us when they are firing thousands of drones. That is, it is a complete study. You cannot throw away the fundamental, you cannot throw away the technical. Not everyone is Warren Buffett. That is only one name keeps sticking for last 20 years. Few of them exist. So as a general public, you have to recognize, try to get a good idea in all the 4 fields of analysis. So one thing what I recognize is there is a strong divergence, means performance difference between Nifty 500, between Nifty, and significantly about small caps. And the minimum a trader or investor can do is take some historical reference. When I say recession cycle, market crash, you cannot also move out of the crowd, because majority of your mind will come a drop like COVID, an opportunity to buy at the bottom. Historically, not every crash has been like this. When I say, can you remember COVID-19 crash? 100% you can remember on the big drops. But majority of you will not be able to remember that before the COVID crash, the small cap were already much underperforming from well before. So when I say myopic, this is what I mean. They refer less to the history and they remember they means the crowd, remember the significant event, not these intricate details. So the time that is coming up, in addition to the ending of the 40-year cycle and the Trump tariff, all minimum I'm going to see a strong divergence. Buying cheap stocks, small stocks, high beta stocks may not be a great strategy. Mid cap is relatively stronger, but similar चीज हम लोगों को दिख जाता है as well as in the micro cap. ये देखने के लिए I use another tool which is currently in development. After later on I'll start taking your queries, which is under the Risk Master and Development, Cloud SIP, and I'll tend to look at the outperformance. Nifty versus Nifty 500. You can easily see that Nifty since this time is started outperforming Means Nifty 50 stocks have gone down less compared to the Nifty 500. Also, I can see Nifty small cap is currently not doing well against Nifty 500. Nifty micro cap is not at all doing well. When you look at a movement like this, the great investors are those who can say around the top, hey, trees don't grow to the sky and it is falling. Tactical asset allocation is going to be the winner in the upcoming days. Tactical asset allocation would have told us, hey, gold was a better bet, continue to be better bet compared to the Nifty. Now, before I start taking your queries, as later on we will increase the length of the session as more and more people join in. I will take stock specific queries, but before that, let me highlight what I do, how I do it. There is nothing which will replace a portion of the hard work. Every weekend, like this weekend, I spend at least 7 to 8 hours doing the scans and looking at the charts. सुन के लोग they tend to back out. I have to give 8 hours in the weekend after doing Monday to Friday, doing the office. I'll have to, or business, I'll have to spend another 8 hours, you're saying, on the weekend. I'll say you are taking it completely wrong. If you have complained with your job, go complain there. I never said trading will require just around 30 hours in the whole week. No job, no business can offer it. So trading best be treated separately, and that is a part of the psychology why people fail. So I scan stocks, Nifty around 1000 stocks, at least Nifty 500 stocks also. और स्कैन के बाद मैं अपना लिस्ट प्रिपेयर करता हूं that which are the stocks will remain in my focus. For stocks, I use the setup differently, cash stocks weekly. MASDOC has been, and मैं फोकस करता हूं वीकली चार्ट एंड डेली चार्ट में इस्तेमाल करता हूं तो मैनेज द पोजीशन एंट्री, बट मेन फोकस रहता है 60% वेटेज remains on the weekly chart. So I try to find out, like, once again, before I start discussing stocks, remember risk management rule number 1, you don't trade listening to others. I'll be not calling your home to tell you, hey, exit, I'm exiting. So don't listen to others in trading. I don't think any of my students ask me about trades. I've discussed the process. This is ThyroCare, has created a good base. This looks like a good investment will be. When I think about this investment, I'll think about 1 year horizon. एक साल का horizon सोचेंगे, not necessarily I will exit. I may exit in 2 months, I may exit in 15 months. But when thinking about the trade risk reward, I have to take a simple calculation. The Nifty average return is around 15%. I do different type of risk calculations. Like, I'll take this top, but let me show you a basic calculation which you should do. Calculator, I hope it should be visible to all of you. Yes, it is visible. Take a price of 939 or 940. Take a 15% rise. Like your option thinking, how confident you are. Sorry for that. Just a moment. My friend calling. I'll call him later. So approximately, and I will do another line, vertical line, 1 year from today. How confident you are given all the other risks and other factors remain same, that your stock will reach up to this point till this time. And in my risk calculation, I find it attractive because another reason I find it attractive, which I cannot explain here, is the asymmetric risk reward. I hear a lot about this 2:1 risk reward concept. That's a great concept, but a theoretical concept of a professor. It is not a concept of a discretionary trader. When we are winning, we have to win big. So these are some of the stocks I am focusing on. There is another stock, Astra Micro. There are Fiat Limited, which have given good base and then a good rise. When I was investing, I was aware that this can be a drop, but thankfully it did not drop. So now I'm ready for if जो लोग ज़्यादा लोग आज आ नहीं पाए, because I know the storm is not popular yet, but in future I expect more other people to join in, and then we will be holding slightly longer sessions. So if any of you have any stock related, stock specific queries, you can put it in the chat box and I will be happy to answer it. If not, till that time, let's look at some of the other stocks. Like let me look at one which I have squared off some loss, SBIN. I did not do much because मेरे score satisfy नहीं हुए. I entered very small quantity, even a small trade matters. This was my top. As the moment I started seeing the drop, weakness in the level, I exited from that stock. If I feel that I am wrong, I am incorrect, my judgment was incorrect for some reason, I'll never hesitate to take the loss. And since I take the loss, SBI has fallen more. But when I was taking the loss, I did not know SBI would fall more. All I did, I followed my rule. Now only in hindsight, पीछे देख के मैं बोल सकता, it was a good exit or it was a completely bad trade. That is another reason why people lose. You can't know the future fully. That is why we are called speculators, not fortune tellers. Shomojit ji का क्वेश्चन, आरती इंडस्ट्रीज, गोदरेज कंज्यूमर, इंडियन होटल, कई सारे बोल दिए, बट एक चीज याद रखिएगा, ऑलवेज टाइम फ्रेम के साथ ट्रेड कीजिएगा. सो आई विल टेक अ लुक एट इन माय फर्स्ट थ्रू द वीकली चार्ट, गोदरेज कंज्यूमर, गोदरेज कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट्स, आप इसको डिटेल में देखने के लिए दीज आर माय चैनल्स जो आप लोग देख चुके हैं, आप इसको डिटेल में देखने के लिए स्टॉकेज जैसे जो फंडामेंटल स्कैनर है उसका भी हेल्प ले सकते हैं, वहां से भी समझ सकते हैं कि व्हाट इज अबाउट दिस स्टॉक। गोदरेज कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट्स, ये एक ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट है और एक जो इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट वी डोंट हैव टू बाय द बॉटम टू मेक मनी। आई विल प्रेफर गोदरेज कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट्स, मैंने फ्यूचर चूज कर लिया, स्टॉक्स लेंगे गोदरेज कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट्स। ऑप्शन मास्टर एक साइन दिखा रहा है, इसको थोड़ा चेंज कर लेते हैं तो साइन बंद हो जाएगा, एक्सपायरी हो चुका है इसीलिए दिखा रहा था। सो गोदरेज कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट वहीं पे आ गया जो मेरे रेजिस्टेंस में, आई कॉल इट माउंटेन टॉप, द टफेस्ट वन। सो इस सब जगह पे हम लोग का चॉइस है, आइदर आई कैन वेट as it is not bearish, but waiting involves also opportunity cost and also the risk that there is a path like this. You want like this, आपको ऐसा चाहिए, but there lies probable path, कोई श्योर नहीं, probable path. So I will prefer let it go above 1300, then I will go for one round of quantity. I think it will uske baad consolidate, and then also I will increase above this 1500. And consolidation mein how will I enter, I cannot say right now, I will have to evaluate, because I think there is a path of Godrej, even if it is bullish, there is a path like this. So I might buy later on. My scores are just about satisfying, not strong enough, but it is good in a sense. Why? The stock beta you see, it is low. मेरे सिस्टम में राइट साइड कॉर्नर में बीटा दिखा, मतलब if market drops 1% tomorrow, this will go up 0.9%. Similarly, if market goes up tomorrow, this stock will underperform the market, मतलब मार्केट से नीचे जाए। बट करंट एनवायरनमेंट जो दिखा रहा है नीचे, करंट एनवायरनमेंट लो बीटा स्टॉक में जाना चाहिए, एमएनसी स्टेबल स्टॉक्स, वहीं पे फ्लो है। अगर मैं यहां पे इन्वेस्ट किया, कितना मेरा पॉसिबल लॉस हो सकता है फॉर द नेक्स्ट 5 वीक्स, इसको देखने के लिए आप कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल डाल सकते हो कि मुझे बताओ कि 95% कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ कि नेक्स्ट 5 हफ्ते में, इन द नेक्स्ट 5 वीक्स, what can be my probable loss, and it will tell you around 5%. So the relative loss risk is much lower. That can be one reason to hold, but I think you should not expect the stock to go like this. This is one tough resistance, and if I'm getting a price action red cap, I'm not saying the stock will fall, it can fall, but minimum it can go for a range and then break. Next is Indian Hotel and Aarti Industries. Aarti Industries, first the weekly chart, a comeback. A comeback यहां पे आता है कि वो सेम bottom hunting. Bottom hunting seems great, and in many stocks you will make some money, but it just increases also the maturity, yani length of your portfolio, means how long it will take to achieve great return. So buying stocks Aarti around bottom is okay, depends on what quantity, and if every stock you are buying the bottom, it is a trouble, because you don't have n number of unlimited amount of money to go for every bottom line. So what I will do is, in this case, first I bring out the line chart or take a look. Yes, my level is, first round of level is reached. Then I'll hide it and I'll place an alert above this, crossing up. To do even a small trade, FOMO quantity, and to do the actual quantity, I will place the alert strength score here are right me, which is 65. I want it above 70. Otherwise, I don't invest. I buy stocks in the gem phase when they tend to give super run. So before that, to have the gem phase, I will have to reject other type of stocks. So you can place some money. Indian hotel is not good. Indian hotel you might have bought, possible you buy देख के जैसा इसीलिए मैं buy signal पे ही entry नहीं. Look at other pictures. Where is the next resistance? Where is the base? And now with this rate and background rate, I don't want nothing with the Indian hotel because there is a risk of this. And the game is cutting the risk. Look at the value at risk. With a 95% confidence level, if I lose, my loss will not be more than 11.7%. Ek cheez, don't get confused. It does not mean you will lose. It means what can be your maximum loss in the next 5 weeks with a 95% confidence, 11.7%. So rather I will hold that stock, the other one, even if it has given red cap, rather than holding this. I'll not hold this, I'll have to do nothing. What I will do is decide when will I enter or when will I look at the stock again. When the price action is bullish. Currently price action is neutral. So my minimum requirement hota hai price action is bullish. So I'll place the alert and go away. Balmer Lorry NCC मैंने हाईलाइट किया था. आप एक अच्छा पूछे थे जो इटर्नल पूछे और known as earlier Zomato. Zomato was nice. Why they made it eternal? I don't know. Some other brands they will come up. Balmer Lorry has a chance, but it is also risky. Balmer Lorry has a chance that it can break out via this. If it can, we can expect big run, but वो big run expect करने के लिए there are lot of stopovers. There are stopovers. There were stopovers. Now I need to evaluate how Balmer Lorry will behave around these areas to know. Currently, it is not satisfying my score. I will reject it. I'll not buy Balmer Lorry. I'll place the alerts and go away. Currently, my even with a token position के लिए भी risk बड़ा है. मेरा मैं जैसे measurement करता हूँ, risk is much higher. Risk is not your stop loss. Risk is can be stop loss and what is the probability of hitting it and what is the probability of you will be making loss in the next few sessions. आप profit में हुए, you don't have the same psychology compared to the loss. You can't just take a jumping decision on an investment. I've said this many times in the class. There are no hurry, no hurry, no hurry. हम लोग धीरे धीरे लास्ट डे क्रूड बाई की बोले बोले करेंगे करेंगे करके धीरे अबाउट 2-3-4 आवर्स बाद जाके क्रूड बाई. देयर वाज नेवर हरी इन माय लाइफ जो मैराथन हुआ था. Intraday trading is different. There may be hurry, time running out, but positional trading, there is no hurry. So Balmer Lorry, sir, I will avoid right now. If you have bought, at least it has showing some strength, but likely you will lose some money. In the means, आपको expectation रहना चाहिए कि ऐसे path हो सकता है, ऐसे जाके break हो सकता है. So remaining aware of the possible movement is one of the key of success. एनसीसी एंड आज के लिए केपीआर मेल जो आदित्य जी हाईलाइट किए, दैट विल बी द लास्ट वन, क्योंकि इटरनल के साथ एक इंपॉर्टेंट साइकोलॉजी हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. एनसीसी not good. It is going to give you pain of holding long and long. It has given a buy, but every buy karke stock different. It's not commodity. I could have said, okay, you've gone gold, hold a bit then. And quantity, kitna quantity, what you have done, that matters. आपके मन में नहीं आ रहा है, this can be a double top. You don't know. आपको accept करना पड़ेगा, you don't know, but it can be. Now you have to ask, given all the conditions that I've seen, look, you are more worried what's gonna happen to NCC, sir. Tell me, will it be profit? Will it be loss? But the focus has to be on the present. You can't know the future. Future ke saath dealing, that I'll deal with the class. But here what you have in present, look at. In my rainbow, I have a buy signal. What my rules are not satisfied. It is not a pre-TMP. It does not have the score. It is hinting a strong fight between bull and bear. It may not be a crash, but it can be like this. How will you behave? And another problem psychologically is, today's you is not the same you who will be here. The you who will be here will be someone who is exhausted with the NCC. Some of your friend may say, hey, मैंने ये लिया था. Hey, you saw that mutual fund? You are seeing market going up, and in frustration you exit, and then maybe थोड़ी देर बाद it goes up. It pulls more into your psychology. You jump at some resistance level. From there you drop. It will feel like it's wastage. This game is unsolvable. That is another. That's why signals is not the only thing. Kuch log, some people are lately trying to have tried to copy this. First of all, it will be like cheap Chinese copies. And secondly, they will not succeed because they think knowing the chemical of the paint will make them a better painter. The classes that I take, psychological classes, they have to be consulted with the right setup, right mindset. Then you will have a good chance of making it. So NCC, I will not do it. I don't know, it may go up. As I say, nobody knows. What I can see in front of me, I can tell you that with the rainbow setup, I can see background still not strong, stock not strong yet. Loss risk is around 6.6%. Beta is high. So if the market improves, the stock may do well. I also have two in line chart, double top formation. Now, will this fail? Nobody knows. At least I will try to buy above this. Means a closing above the double top level, then only I'll at least think about anything. So NCC is not will be not my choice. Godfrey, I'm in. Godfrey Phillips, majority will know that I love strong stocks. As per my phase, it has to be a gem phase. And when the gem phase happens, the stocks give superb run. Now, once again, not every stocks. Some gem phase stocks fell as well. But gem phase स्टॉक का एक हर स्टॉक के में रहता है, एक ऐसा फेज है जहां पे वो स्टॉक इज गोइंग टू गिव द सुपर्ब रन. So Godfrey Phillips, I'm in. I'm expecting a correction. In the daily chart में मैं नजर रखता हूं and मैं continuous एक evaluation करता हूं कि क्या करना चाहिए. So Godfrey Phillips, I'm very much expecting a correction. That is why I use the daily chart. Now at this point, I may decide that I'll exit some quantity, but I will never exit the full, and I will place what will make me re-enter again, and I will place my minimum criteria. आते ही jump नहीं करेंगे, but that's where I want to see the chart again. So Godfrey Phillips, I'm fine with that. There will be a correction, एक base formation, क्योंकि कोई भी स्टॉक एक दिन में नहीं जाएगा. ये जो स्टॉक बढ़ा था from 2000 to 7000, it took some time as well. So Godfrey Phillips, I'm in now. Few last stocks, KPR Mill and Eternal will be the last one. KPR Mill is another strong stocks in my हमारे रेडर पे ऑलरेडी है. केपीआर मिल काफी टाइम से. It is now given the breakout. We are very positive that it is a breakout. What I don't like about KPR mill means I don't think I'll be aggressively holding KPR mills because iska behavior I don't like. What I don't like that it is a bucking bull stock. It goes up, then gives a correction quickly. It goes up, gives a correction. This type of stocks are called bucking bull stock. मतलब स्टॉक ऊपर जाएगा बट आपको पीठ से निकाल देगा. You will not be able to hold that stock very easily. So I am in KPR mill, but I'm not very aggressive into KPR mill even though there is a breakout. And the value at risk is extreme, 21%. Extremely high volatility हो रहा है. Speed score is also very high. Likely the stock will go up in the next upcoming few weeks. But still I'll not be very aggressive into KPR mill looking at the risk parameters. Last one is Eternal. I know the chart, it is not ready. I have discussed the chart in my WhatsApp group. You can see I don't invest exactly when it shows green or even a buy signal. I can see the base formation. There is a base. Zomato can be come out as a positive, but I also see there are possibilities and fallouts from these areas. I can see my score is not satisfied. I can see my strength I don't have. I don't have any trend with me. So what I did in Zomato, I'll come to the psychology discussion. I have placed a rainbow buy signal in the daily chart. Daily chart मैं इस्तेमाल करता हूं for fine tuning, and then I will think of Zomato. Let it form the base. To make different than other investor, you'll have to understand your return. लोगों को क्या चाहिए? They want like this. And in their desire for this, they are not even ready to acknowledge that it can be like this. Minimum it can be like this. That means your return is a function of time. Once again, that will bring, there is no hurry. Choosing the right time will be very important. So Zomato I'll not buy. I have placed my necessary alerts and I'm done. Zomato is very interesting. Zomato, one of my students gave me low rating because Zomato, I asked everyone to at that time to buy around 95. Means suggested, always never trade listening to others. That time it was easy and it was myopic for him. It was nothing wrong with him. It was very natural, myopic. That Zomato is something which has been in a range for a so long time. उसका results अच्छे नहीं है. But earning सबके पास. Everybody has the earning. What's special in you? If everybody has the earnings, then looking at the earnings on a normal way does not work. Zomato, it should have been visible that every order, everyone almost around makes either Swiggy, Zomato. How deep it has gone, acceptability. Food Panda did not last. Acceptability of the people is a big factor. And that he did not fundamentally price, and I also did not look at too much fundamental. Few these basics I look at, like Paytm. I can look at everywhere how Paytm has penetrated. I feel that this penetration has some value. I don't want anything more. Now I want to find the gem phase in Paytm. So here is the first psychology. Next psychology, I exited Zomato around here. It was easy looking at the signal. I also want the students, if you look back the recording, anybody here or will be watching this video future, आप बाद में जाके देख सकते हो recording. But another interesting thing I mentioned, that during this time, as I don't hurry, I take my daughter to my karate schools, to her karate schools. My daughter told me, hey father, you know, there is a class 5 boy, he bought Zomato. And that moment, on that evening, I had a class and I told them, if class 5 students is buying Zomato rather than doing the necessary maths, we are done. We are on the bubble. So it need not be a technical analysis. If you understand the crowd psychology, you will be able to do even better without any indicators. But it is not easy. It is that part is really tough. I have just, I'll say, few years could be, I have started to understand this. Never before like this I have interacted with anyone or students. I have been a lone trader. This is the first time since 2021 I have been teaching, being associated with e-learn markets, and I have seen it, how this emotion pendulum is working. You can go to the Stockage Social, can find out few contra people and doing opposite of them, you can do better. Always keep asking around people, not one, at least 5 to 10, what they think about the stock market. And always remember 90% of them are wrong. So these psychological tools, you'll have to look around you and gradually improve. Thank you everyone for those who took your precious time for joining this session. We will hold future session also, आगे भी जाके hold करेंगे every Sunday. जैसे इस बार हम लोग publish किए थे for YouTube members. Next WhatsApp channel में मैं publish करने वाला हूँ links for WhatsApp member. So this is basically Sunday stock storm is something which is going to rotate across my social media. और मैं इसी थॉट से चालू किया हूं कि आई थिंक इन दिस टाइम I'll be able to inspire some people to look at things at the right way and also guide people what they all want. Majority don't want to learn. They want what's happening with the stocks. Tell me. So this is kind of a session for such. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great time. Happy weekend. Best wishes from my side to your trading journey.